Alright, today ladies and gents, I'm visiting my topic on how to recreate a bitmap uh, graphic into vector. Again, I've taken a logo or a symbol in this particular case for Wi-Fi and want to show you how that would work with a new graphic. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to analyze my graphic. So here it is. I have my Wi-Fi graphic, and the question I need to ask myself is what do I need to draw to recreate it? All right. So what I see here is first of all a blue background shape that has a linear fill and has a black background. So here's my background shape, and you can see it has a linear fill. It's darker here and lighter here, and it has this this black outline around the entire shape. Yeah. Then I see a highlight shape at the top. This piece right here that goes around the edge, that's a highlight. Then I have a low light shape at the bottom, which is this piece down here that goes along the edge. Then I have this white speech bubble like shape that goes around the phi part of the Wi-Fi, which has text cut out. I say it's cut out and not just blue text over the white, because you can see this shares the same linear fill as this. It's darker at the bottom and lighter at the top. And then I have some white text. Yeah, right there. So that's the pieces that I need to draw. So now I need to think about how I'm going to draw those things. Now I've already spent a little bit of time thinking about this, and so the first thing I'm going to do is the rounded corner rectangle, right, for the numbers match up here, down below, and here above. So I'm going to draw a rounded corner rectangle with a linear fill and a black outline. That's simple, right? Then I'm going to, number two, this the highlight shape at the bottom. I'm just going to use the shape editor tool and trace this the shape over the top and recreate it. For number three, which is the low light shape at the bottom, I'm going to use a technique where I slice shapes, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Then this white speech bubble shape with the text cut out. Right, I'm just going to do a rounded rectangle again to create this. I'm going to convert it to an editable shape so that I can change it, and I'm going to edit one point, this one point that will go down here. I'm going to stretch that out and play around with the curves there to make this this white speech bubble type shape. And then I'm going to use the text tool and subtract shapes to cut out the FI. Simple as that. And then the last bit is for the white text. I'm just going to use the text tool again to create that shape. Very simple. So, all right, let's get down to drawing it. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use this my shape here as a guide. I'm going to go more or less do one of these jobs right here and create my shape. Yeah, right over the top of that. And I can probably stretch this a little bit and line it up pretty good. And then I'm going to, with the rectangle tool selected, I'm going to double click on one of those edges right there, and I'm going to bring it down until I get it more or less the same shape as my background shape. Yeah, all right, I'm going to go ahead and give it just a general fill for now. Any old color will do. Blue's fine, and I'm going to give it an outline. Now I've chosen 8 here. I'm not sure if that's right, but I'm going to move it down. It may be slightly larger than this one, but you can play with that. Let's just do maybe a 7 or something like that. That looks like pretty close. 6, maybe, you know, you play around with it, get it exactly how you like it. All right, next thing is this linear fill. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw a linear fill from the bottom to the top. And I'm holding down the control key to keep the linear fill straight or constrained to specific angles, right? And get that within the shape there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use my color picker, and I am going to choose the darker shape at the bottom. Yeah, and then I'm going to press, that was this one that I selected just then, and I'm going to press Tab to select this end of the fill. I use my color picker to pick the color up towards the top of this, and there's my linear fill. And there's the first bit already done. Pretty easy, right? Alrighty now. Now I'm going to more or less repeat this process with my shape here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my outline, and I'm going to double click on the edges and slide those down until I get my shape more or less like I want it. Now it's not perfectly aligned. I could probably nudge it up just a little bit in size to get it exactly how I want. You play around with it, get it exactly right. But in any case, that's about right. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a white fill, and I'm going to move this on down here to, let's leave it where it is for now. I'll give it a different color fill, maybe a gray fill or something. All right. Like I said, I'm going to convert this to editable shapes. Now I'm going to use this nice little button that I've set up here, convert to editable shapes, but you can also go to arrange, convert to editable shapes, or Control-Shift-S to do the same thing. And if you don't know how to create your own buttons, you really should watch my tutorial on how to do that. But in any case, I am going to go ahead, I'm going to leave that one there, and this is converted to an editable shape. I'm going to click on this one node right here. And I'm going to just hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to press the left arrow key until I get it out to where I want it to be, which is just about there. Now I need to make sure that this is set to a Cusp Join, and I'm just going to go ahead and bend this up until it gets about where I want. And I can zoom in right on this and make sure that my point gets out exactly where I want it to go, and then I can bend these curve handles exactly how I want to get them to line up with that. And then I can zoom back out to the page, and there is my shape. And I'm just going to grab the whole thing and move it on down. Looky there. I'll change this to white, and then now I need to create this highlight shape. So I'm going to zoom in again just to the piece that I want and use my shape editor tool to go ahead and start tracing around this particular shape. Now this is, I don't even need that many nodes to complete this. And voila, there's my shape there. I'm going to move that down slightly and use my color picker tool to pick the appropriate color for that highlight. And then I can move it on down. And there you can see that lining up just about perfect. All right. Next thing I need to do is create this piece, the lowlight shape down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out for this, get back out to the page, is I'm going to use a neat little trick here, and I'm going to press Control-K, and I'm going to move a clone of this down, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the outline. And I'm going to press Control-K again, cloning this shape, another one right on top of it, and I'm going to go ahead and make this white for now. All right, now I'm going to hold down Shift key and press up once, and you can see that there are, let me zoom in on this a little bit, there's part of this shape sticking out from underneath this top one. Well, if I take and select both of them, I've got the top one selected, I'm going to select the bottom one as well, so both of them are selected now. And if I go down here and go to subtract shapes, now I'm left with just this bottom shape. So if I press the up arrow key and move that into position, may have to play with a little bit to get it right. And I'm going to use my color picker to make it the right color. All right, so there we go. Now this isn't perfect. It's showing up a little bit off here and there. That's not that big of a deal. You select your nodes at the end and nudge them in with the arrow keys, and there you go. You've got your low light shape. Okay. You could play with that a little bit more and reduce it down even more to get it exactly like this one, but you get the general idea of what's going on here. Yeah? Okay, so once that is complete, the next thing we have to do is we need to type in Y and Phi. Now I haven't taken the time to find out what this what the appropriate text is for this, but that's kind of neither here nor there. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in here a capital W and a lowercase I. Now I'm just going to use Arial Black for now because it's probably easiest to do. Try that again. Highlight it first. Press Arial Black. And it's not exactly right. This has a more of a squared I here instead of the rounded one, but you get the drift, right? It's just not something I wanted to spend a whole lot of time on trying to figure out what the exact right and you can play with this a little bit, right, to get it more or less exactly right. So there's my Y, and I'm going to move it down into place. Looks about right, and make it white. And I'm going to press Control K and bring it off to the side. I'm going to make it black for now so I can see what's going on, and I'm going to change the lettering here from Y to Phi. There we are. Yeah. That looks maybe a little low. Again, you can play around with these things. And I'm going to select my Phi, and I'm going to select my shape underneath the little speech bubble, and I'm going to go to Arrange, or I'm just going to Subtract Shapes. Again, Arrange, Combine Shapes, Subtract Shapes gets you to the same thing. Yeah, or Control 2. But that, ladies and gents, is more or less it. I know that went awfully long, but that's how you do something like this. You go through, you analyze the graphic, you figure out what it is you need to draw, you spend a little bit of time thinking about what it is you need to draw and how you would draw each of the individual pieces, and then you just do it. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful and interesting, and we will come back and see us again next time.